circle. Today I want to teach you about half. Okay? Do you know what half is? Do you know what? If I had two things here, could I take half of them? You don't know what the word means, right? Yeah, so half means split it into two parts of equal parts, okay?
Oh, so there's one big circle and you split it into two.
Yeah, so if you have a circle, right? Half of the circle would be like that. That'd be one half, okay? And that'd be another half, okay? Or if I had two little circles, I could split it into two halves, right? I would take this one and you would take that one, right? Okay. So the word half is written like this. Yeah? H A L. Yeah. Okay. And if you had two halves, right, instead of just half, it'd be written like this. Halves. Okay. So if there's one half, well, there's two halves. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes people like to write it like this. You have 1 over 2 is a half. Okay. So this is another way called fractions, which will be used for other things. Okay.
我是那个刚学那个叫我学校前的我跟你说。
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you learned the fractions in kindy.
对。
Okay, so you know that this number is how many there are, right?
Yeah.
And that's how many you have. So if you have 2, right? What's half of 2? Half of 2. So if you have two things here, right? You know how I said half of it is just you take one of them, right? Okay. So if you have one of the two things, half of them. So that's, you write 1 here. Okay. So this is another way to write a half. Okay. So this is how to write a half. Okay. And if you have two halves, if you want to write more than one, this is how you write at the S. You know how when there's more than one thing, you have an S? Plural. Yeah. Okay. So I guess you can try to understand what these things are. So if I had like four triangles, yeah? How would I split that into two halves?
You can't do it.
You can't?
You can make 4 to 2 twos, I think.
Ah, okay. So you can make two that like that, right? So I can have this for me, and then you can have that for you, right? Okay. So what we've discovered, okay, is half of 4, right, is 2. Yeah. So 2 2s make 4, right?
Yeah.
So one way we can express this, okay, when we say half of 4, so that's kind of like, this is what we mean when we say multiplication by half, okay? So we can say half times 4, yeah,
We can also do
equals 2.
we can
Okay?
also do 6 and then we can split it to 3.
Ah, okay. Where'd you learn that?
我那个想到了。
Oh, good. Okay, so if you have 6, you have 6 things, right?
Yeah.
And you say you can split them into 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, right? Actually, there's many ways to split into 3, but we're thinking they're all exactly the same, so we only worry about if it can be done. Okay.
And you can also do it by 9, so it's gonna be like more freeze. So
Oh, you're saying you can split like
9.
if you have 9, right?
You can split to 3 freeze.
Ah, yes. So that would be like a third, okay? We haven't learned that yet, but we could split it into 3 groups of 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be like a third of 9. So that would be right. A third of 9 is equal to 3. Okay. And another way of writing this, of course, if we don't want to take these things less than 1, right? We can have 2 times 2 equals 4. That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
And here's 3 times 3 equals 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Another way to write half is sometimes we write 0.5. Have you seen that before?
I remember I learned it
Re-
with you.
Really? Oh, I showed you once, maybe. Okay, I guess it's hard to say how this makes sense with 0.5 unless you know what like 0.6, 0.7, all that stuff. But I guess if you think of half as a number, okay, right, then the number sits somewhere between 0 and 1, yeah? And funny enough, it sits halfway between 0 and 1, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. And the question is, if there's a number between 0 and 1, right, is there a number between 0 and 2, 1 and 2? So if there's a number halfway between 1 and 0, right, is there a number halfway between 1 and 2? Doesn't make much sense, does it? Yeah, so I guess we have to make another meaning for this half, right? So what if we just had one triangle, one circle? See, one circle, right? It's split it in half. You have half a circle, yeah? Okay. Let's try and do that again.
I think I can use to do 13, 12 to split to like 4 of the freeze.
Oh yeah, you're doing a third again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have these numbers and there's lots of them, it makes it more likely you can split them into little groups, right?
Yeah, but I think this looks like a time freeze. I already did the 7 times 7 thing.
Ah. Okay. So now what I want to do is when the numbers are small, okay? So when you have like if you have 4 triangles, you split into 2, right?
Yeah.
What if you just had one triangle?
You can only split it in half, and they go in different 2 shapes.
Yeah, I
And
guess you have to kind of imagine that maybe it's like a piece of cake or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got half a piece of cake, so that now you have like 2 halves. Okay, so each is a half of a triangle. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can do it 2 different ways. It's like one, you can do it split in a half, like one, just one of the 2 each, and that you get a each 2, and I get a each 2, so that's 4 of it.
Mm. Oh yeah. So what if we had three triangles? So if we had three triangles, right? Can we split it between us evenly? So split it into half.
You mean like cut one or those three or do a circle of those now?
Yeah. So I guess the problem is we can't like
Do it. We can't like do
we can't have a whole number of triangles each, right?
Yeah, when it's free, we can't do it because there's three and someone has to get two and you have one, so that's not fair.
Yeah. So you have to get 2, 1, right?
Yeah.
3 and 0,
Yeah.
right? Because there's an odd number of them, right? So I could have one, yeah. You could have the other one, right? We have one each. And then the third one we don't know how to split, right? Oh, actually, we maybe do know how to split because we split it like this before. Okay.
Oh, so when it's that we can split the third one, and two of them are us, and we have two halves, so we have two each.
Yeah, so we have 1.5 triangles each, right?
Yeah.
So what we have, so one way to say this is maybe one way to write the plus. Okay.
Or you can do this is there's three people and there's three triangles you can split up.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's three people, we can split them in one each, right? Okay. So if you have this triangle, okay, and we want to add half a triangle to it, right? See that? That's maybe one way what we mean when we say plus. Okay, we have half a triangle and a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
another way we can write this is 1.5 triangles. Okay.
Yeah.
Or we can say this is 1.5 triangles. Yeah.
Yeah, but why is the plus sign and then it just got to the 1 2 with the line blocking them?
Which one?
That one next to the plus sign.
That 2 next to the plus sign.
Yeah, and that one. Why is it there?
Oh, because I want to write half of a triangle. So see, we have one triangle. This here, right? Is this thing here? Yeah, that's that one triangle.
Okay.
And then we split this one into half, right?
Yeah.
And now we have half a triangle. So I want to use my symbol for half. So maybe I can write times. Does that make you feel better? Times.
Yeah.
Half times a triangle. Okay? And this is 1.5 times a triangle. And I get 1.5 triangles. Okay? So this 1.5 is, see, we have 1 and an extra 0.5. Right? So if we don't actually care about the triangles, we just want to know about the concepts, right? We have 1 plus a half equals 1.5. Okay? Or another way of saying this is we have 1 plus 0.5, yeah, equals 1.5. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So does it make sense if I said now you had 0, right? So
Yeah.
then you can go 0.5, yeah? That's half, right? Then you have 1, right? Then you have 1.5, which is another half, 1.5, right?
When there's 0, you do a 0.5. It's a little bit hard.
Yeah, this notation is a bit strange, huh? So we have 0, and there's a half, yeah?
Yeah.
1, and then 1.5, 2,
2.5.
2.5, 3, 3.5, 4.
4.5.
Yeah, so here it'd be 0, 0.51, 1.52, right?
Yeah.
2.5, yeah. 3,
0.5.
and then 3.5, yeah. What's next?
4.5.
So 0, 0.51, 1.52, 2.53, 3.5.
It's 5.
So 1.5. So it goes up by 0.5, right? See, otherwise it's normal. So 1, 1.5,
Yeah.
2,
2.5.
5, yep, 3,
3.5.
yep, and then
I don't know.
so, so if you didn't have the 0.5, right, it'd just be 0, 1, 2, 3, right? What would go next here? 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, right? Because the numbers are still going up the same, just there's doing one more extra thing in between. So what's after 4? So 0, 0.51, 1.52, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4.
5.5.
Not quite 5.5, because it's 4, right? So what will go, I guess what will go here then?
6.
Yeah. So maybe you're more comfortable doing the halves, right? So we're almost done with this, and we're going to do some exercises, okay? So we have 30 minutes. We got 15 minutes to talk to you, and then 15 minutes for exercise, okay? So this is 0, half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5,
3. 4. 4.5.
what comes next? Yeah. So here, the same thing here, right? So I guess this is called counting by halves, okay? You know what counting is, don't you?
Yeah.
So before we were counting, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
Now we're counting by halves. So it's 0, half, 1, 1.5, okay? So now we do the exercises, okay?